And welcome into Sports Den. Matt Dean alongside Bill Hupp. We are here for the first of one of our fall recap shows. We're into the postseason. We'll talk football, we'll talk volleyball, and we'll start to wrap up some of the area soccer seasons with some guests coming up, Bill. Just to reemphasize again, Bill, I know you were singing Christmas carols coming into the studio today. It is still a fall episode here. We got a couple of those left.
That's true. I couldn't find my golf ball in leaves this afternoon, so very much aware that fall is still upon us. And what does fall mean, Matt Dean? It means football. And we still have football going, as we found out in Circle Pines on Friday night, as the top seed Centennial Cougars hosted the 5th seed Prior Lake Lakers. And the Cougars get on the board first with this 2-yard plunge from Maverick Harper, his 18th touchdown of the season. Lakers would respond. Hunter McGilvery takes the pitch, cuts it back, and houses it from 48 yards out. The game was tied at 7. Second quarter now. Dalen Cummings drops back and drops a dime to Ty Burgoon to put Centennial on top, 14-7. And the last play of the first half, Mason Storley hits the first of his 3 field goals in the game, this one from 38 yards out. Second half now, Levi Eiter gives Prior Lake its first lead of the game. Then Storley boots another field goal to give the Lakers a 20-14 lead with just 6:02 left. Then Marcus Whiting plunges in from the 4-yard line to tie the game at 20, but the extra point was missed. In overtime, Prior Lake had to settle for a field goal. Dalen Cummings called his own number from the 1 to set off wild celebrations as the Cougars survive at home. Centennial keeps its season alive, 26-23 in overtime over Prior Lake.
It wasn't the best coverage, but Josh Lee did his job. He put his hand right in there, and it fell right in my arms.
So you were just Johnny on the spot in that instant?
It wasn't, I worked my zone, and then I cut it over, and it came right to me.
But surprisingly, you would have an even bigger turnover forced when you forced a fumble to give your team the ball back at midfield late in the fourth quarter. What happened on that play?
I kind of got ran over, but my helmet got right on the ball, and Aiden Sadowski just came and hit him, and it just came loose. I don't know.
As you scored the game-winning touchdown, nothing was going to stop you from crossing that goal line in that overtime period, huh?
No, not at all. We actually had a different play call, but I saw that middle open, and I saw my chance to QB sneak it, and, I wasn't getting stopped. I was getting in there no matter what.
So you audibled into the tush push, huh?
Oh, yeah. That happens quite a bit. When I see that hole and I know I can get there, trust the line. They always get a big push. I know it's there. I'm going to go for it.
But you proved tonight that you're so much more than just a runner. What touch on that ball to Ty Burgoon in the first half?
Yeah, great blocking by the line. They gave me time, did their job. Ty ran a great route. He actually bent it out, gave me room to throw the ball to him, and, he makes plays.
What does it say about the character of this team that you guys were down, came back, defense forces a turnover, you tie it up late, and then you win it at overtime? What does it say about the heart of this Centennial team?
Yeah, we're so tight. We're a family around here, so we're fighting every single down. We're not going to give up. We're finishing the fight like Ringen said. And we just never give up because we love our brothers out here, and we're going to play as hard as we can until the end with them.
Centennial books a rematch against Rosemount in the state quarterfinals. And Matt, you'll be calling that game for North Metro TV next Thursday.
Yeah, should be fun. Rematch in the same location as last season in the state quarterfinal round. Rosemount were 27-0 winners over Centennial. The Cougars get a rematch with the Irish, having already previously beaten Rosemount in the Week 8 matchup when the Cougars won 9-0. In Circle Pines in that one. So yeah, that coming up, that's Thursday night in Stillwater, and we'll be there, myself and Justin Albachten for North Metro TV on the call as the Cougars try to punch their ticket to US Bank Stadium and reach the 6A state semifinals. We got volleyball to catch up on before we start wrapping up some of our soccer seasons. We'll start in the Section 7 4A semifinals. The 6th seed Centennial, they got a sweep of 3-seed Andover just 5 days prior, taking on Forest Lake. Maddie Mueller throws down the hammer to rip it through for the Rangers, and it's set point for Forest Lake in this one. Well, the Cougars, they've got a Hakey, and that's sophomore all-state middle Elena Hakey who responds, but a service out makes it set one going to Forest Lake. Nice ace by Hakey there as she shows off her all-around game. It's set point for the Rangers now, and Nugum Awasan with the bat down breaks it through for Forest Lake. They take a 2-0 lead. Competitive third set. Chase Manthe, great quick set as the Cougars find Hakey again. They're only down by 2 here, trying to force a fourth, but Kari Kennedy would find it in her mitts and lambaste one down for Forest Lake. It would be Kennedy after a scramble finding it again to lay it down, and Forest Lake finishes off the sweep of Centennial.
I think it obviously all starts with a pass and a set. I can't have success if my teammates don't have success, so I'm very thankful for them.
And your teammates came up big as well, especially when Centennial made that late surge in the third set. Your teammates chipped in. How crucial was that when Centennial got within 2, and you might be thinking to yourself, uh-oh.
Yeah. As soon as we get momentum, we usually have success, and that keeps rolling. So once we start having success, it usually keeps going.
And you've added a few more kills, getting a little closer to that 300 mark. Might need a couple more games to get there, but what would you make of this senior season, and how do you think that will translate as you make the jump to Augustana next year?
It's been really fun. We've had a lot of success with girls that are super fun, and we've improved a lot. So I think that'll be fun to roll into college with that.
I mean, a lot of hard work gets put into it, and I can't do it without my team. My hitters, of course, make me look good, so I can't do it without them.
What would you say about the mental fortitude? I spoke with Maddie just a moment ago when it looked like you were going to cruise. Here comes Centennial. They get 4 aces, I think 5 aces in a short span, get within 2, and then you're like, all right, we got to lock in.
Yeah, I mean, Centennial, they're a very good team, but I mean, just pushing through the challenges and just moving on, forgetting that last point, just keep moving is really important.
All right, so the 2-seed on to the section final. They will play the winner of this one, 5th-seeded Blaine, on the road for a second straight week after getting an upset of the 4. And Bengals, who lost in 5 sets in September 28th matchup. That was Carmen Shimmick with the ace to make it 1-0 Tornadoes. Hansen, nice dig by Hayden Reeder, keeps the play alive. And then Logan Brent, the senior, lays it down for the Tornadoes, who take a commanding 2-0 lead in the best of 5. Too big a deficit to overcome. It was 24-8 in the third. Gemma Hampson into the net, and Anoka finishes off the sweep of Blaine. They go on to the section final. Anoka would sweep Forest Lake, as you see, at North Branch High School on Thursday. The first trip to state in 11 years for the Anoka volleyball program. They will face Egan in the 4 versus 5 seed matchup Wednesday at the state tournament at Xcel Energy Arena. The Bengals finished the year 10-19. They graduate 8 seniors, including their setter Kenzie Aber and Gemma Hansen, top outside hitter. The Cougars 10-14, but won 4 of 6 down the stretch, and they graduate 1 senior and return their entire starting rotation next year. So very young Centennial team looking ahead to next season. So that's it for the volleyball season here on North Metro TV. Matt Dean welcoming you back, and we're here with 2 of the standout soccer players from the Spring Lake Park boys team, Maid Medic, a senior, and Jacob Knockin, a sophomore. Guys, thanks for being here. We'll start with the senior first. Maid, you lead the team with 15 goals. Your team as a whole scores 41 in 16 matches in a 6-win season for the Panthers. You don't score 15 goals without there being some other options on that team. So tell me about this experienced attack that you guys brought back, and how that chemistry really from 2, even you guys 3 years together playing, led to so many goals this year.
I would say mostly in practice we kind of focus on playing not through just 2-3 players in our team, but kind of just focusing on trying to be a better team as we attack and just trying to find out everything we could do.
Yeah, and Jacob, you guys kind of have a little bit of an up and down season. You start out 0-4, playing a really tough schedule. You bounce back, win your next 4. It's kind of up and down throughout the year. Who kept you guys level-headed, even-keeled throughout the year, even when kind of the results came and went?
I mean, when we started the season off, it was a rough start. I mean, we had a new guys coming into varsity. We had a young team, and I think that the next 4 games after the first 4 losses, we were able to stay level-headed due to our captains and our coaches being able to keep us moving forward and not worry about the games before, so we can keep moving forward and keep winning games.
Yeah, and Maid, one of those tough results early in the year, you guys lost and were shut out by Park Center, who you end up seeing again in the section playoffs. I know the result doesn't go your way, but it went from 7-0 in the first game, and then you guys tied the game up in the second half. It ended 5-3 in a crazy goal fest. You know, how much better were you guys by the end of the year getting those younger players some experience as you moved along, like Jacob was talking about?
I would say it was a lot harder not playing with kids that have basically played not at a level as like you can, but I feel like mostly we try to figure out trying to play together, trying to press as a team, because at first when we played against Park Center, they kind of just passed the ball through us, and then throughout the years we kind of just wanted to learn on those things and kind of just fix it towards we got to the end. And then once we got to the end, we kind of just learned how they were playing and how they play from their defense to their midfield and their attack.
All right, Maid, you played with Jacob for 3 years. You're just wrapping up your senior year. Mm-hmm. You guys have played kind of in front, behind each other, next to each other in the midfield at times. What was so fun playing next to this guy for 3 years?
I would say, as him coming in as an 8th grader, he was very little and stuff like that. But throughout the years, I would say Jacob has one of the best skills, and having a left-footed player on the team is kind of nice to have, and how he thinks fast and plays with his feet. And I would say one of his best things he has with him is his passing and shooting with him.
Yeah, and Jacob, you'll get to play with your older brother again next year, but you won't get to play with Maid anymore. What have you enjoyed about being next to number 10 for SLP?
I've just loved being able to play with him. He's a great finisher, and he's able to put balls away whenever I play it to him. He's just been a great motivation for me, and he's been a great mentor for me these last 3 years. Just him being the same situation, coming in as an 8th grader, and helping me learn throughout the years that I just need to adjust. I need to keep playing my game even when things don't go well. And I just really appreciate him for that, for being able to stand by me and be my friend and be my teammate throughout these last 3 years.
Yeah, Maid, you had 5 years of varsity. You scored 43 goals the last 4. Any favorite one or two that stand out from your career looking back on this one?
I would say one of my favorites would have to be one against Coon Rapids. It was right on the sidelines, and I kind of just hit it, and it flew top left corner. And another of my favorite would probably have to be the one against Elk River. It was far side on the corner, and I kind of knuckled to the top right corner.
Jacob, last thing, next year's team coming back, you and your brother will be some of the leaders on the team. That back line, which we're all pretty much green, brand new to varsity this year, are going to have a year of experience under their belt. What are you looking forward to about next year's squad?
I'm just looking forward to being able to play some good competition. I mean, these guys during the off season, I know they're going to be working hard. I know they're going to be able to come into the next season at their best potential and playing best as they can. We got some young guys. We have some 9th graders, some 8th graders. We have the guys on JV coming in. I mean, I think it's going to be a great season. I just know that the coaches will be able to lead these guys through, and I'm hoping that the captains this next year and the older guys, the upperclassmen, can guide these young players and guide these guys so that we can have a good start to the season like we didn't have this year.
Yeah, great stuff, guys. Again, sophomore Jacob Knockin, who'll be back next year for Spring Lake Park, and Maid Medic, leading goal scorer, a senior. Got some big plans, so stay tuned with what he's got going on with some college options for next year as well, too. We've got the Spring Lake Park girls coming up as well as the Blaine girls, so stick around here on our first fall recap episode on Sports Den.
An apple core or potato peels. That leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew.
Those dirty napkins and paper towels. Stop treating us like garbage. Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
Let's sit and chat and drink coffee, then maybe we could see if we could be. You and me. Let's get together and make believe we'll share our hearts and share our dreams. Now what do you think about you and me? Maybe we can always be forever you, forever with me. I bet you're thinking I'm a little too romantic. Oh, but baby, now don't get frantic, 'cause when I love, my loving's gigantic. Oh, and I think that's alright. Let me dream, oh, a girl can dream, and maybe it's not as crazy as it seems. Me loving you, you loving me right back. And now cut me some slack. Oh, 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 oh.
Welcome back to the Sports Den Fall Sports Season Recap episode. I'm Bill Hupp. Pleased to be joined by a couple of the stars of Spring Lake Park girls soccer team that had a historic season, maybe the best in program history. And here to talk about it is leading scorer freshman Viviana Smith and senior co-captain Brianna Weiler. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today and coming in studio.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We'll start with you, Brianna. Talk about this season and just how much it meant to you to have that undefeated start. You started out 10-0-1, got the top seed in Section 5, took over Maple Grove to overtime in the section title game. It must have really been a dream senior season for you.
Yeah, it really meant a lot, especially being my last year and seeing like how far we went and just like knowing it's the farthest we've ever gone. And I knew seeing how passionate everyone was and how into it, and we're all just like a family here, I knew we could do it.
This is kind of an odd question, but was it a surprise? Did you know at some point in the season, like, hey, this has a chance to be a really special season?
All throughout the season, I think we all kind of knew we could make it far, and our coaches reiterated that a lot, and they encouraged us to push ourselves and to know that we could make it that far. So I think it was a surprise just because I've never made it that far, but I knew we could do it. So.
And Viviana, your first year, I believe, on varsity, and what a season it was for you, 12 goals and 5 assists. What'd you think of this season and your first year on varsity?
I would say that I didn't really know what to expect because it was my first year, but after maybe 3 of the games, I knew that this would be a good team and that we all played really good together.
This question is for both of you. Did you feel as you were having that undefeated start, right, unbeaten through your first 11, did the confidence of the team just continue to grow as you went along?
I think yes. We did have our setbacks like a lot of teams do, but I think the way that we bounced back from it really said a lot and contributed to our success throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely. How much, Vivi, did Brianna's leadership help you acclimate to the varsity level?
I would say it helped a lot because she would see stuff on the field that maybe other players didn't see, so it would help a lot better when she could see something that maybe another person couldn't, and she could talk to everybody about what we could fix.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brianna, what did you think of Vivi's freshman season? Obviously burst onto the scene and led the team in scoring. You had to be pretty impressed with her debut season.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with her. Obviously, first time meeting her and everything, and then just seeing what she could do on the field throughout the season. I'm really proud of her. So.
Of course, your sister Marissa is also a big part of the team. How special was it to have a varsity season or two together with her for you and your parents?
It was really special. I think we kind of maybe took it for granted a little bit, and But looking back, I think it was really a cool experience to get to play with her.
Okay. Favorite memory for you both from this season?
I would say probably just having that undefeated record for a little bit, because I think it was fun for the whole team and just by myself.
I would say beating Maple Grove, or not Maple Grove, Mounds View, just because like farthest we've ever made it. It was just kind of an incredible feeling. Yeah, and just the feeling after running to my goalie, like crying.
Yeah, that's definitely a memory that'll last you a lifetime. Well, Brianna and Viviana, thank you so much for coming on, and congratulations on a tremendous, successful season for Spring Lake Parkville. And I would say the Panthers season, the Panthers soccer is very bright. The future of Panthers soccer is very bright. So as we will turn our attention to Blaine, conference rivals with Spring Lake Park, we'll have a couple of their senior leaders in studio with us next here on Sportsnet.
That leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew.
Those dirty napkins and paper towels.
Stop treating us like garbage.
Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
You and me, let's sit and chat and drink coffee, and maybe we could see if we could be. Oh, 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 you and me, let's get together and make believe we'll share our hearts and share our dreams. Now what do you think about you and me? Maybe we can always be forever you, forever with me. Oh, 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 I bet you're thinking I'm a little too romantic. Oh, but baby, now don't get frantic, 'cause when I love, my loving's gigantic. Oh, and I think that's alright. Let me dream, oh, a girl can dream, and maybe it's not as crazy as it seems. Me loving you, you loving me right back. And now cut me some slack. Oh, 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 oh.
Back here on Sportsnet for our fall season season recap episode, not preview. I'm Bill Hupp, joined in the studio by two of the senior leaders for the Blaine girls soccer team this season, Carly Anderson and Tessa Zachman. And guys, thanks for coming in and joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Tessa, let's start with you. Really a dream season. One regular season loss. Didn't end the way you might have wanted it to, obviously, but 13-2-1 is very respectable. What came together so well to turn this into one of the more memorable seasons in Blaine girls soccer history?
Yeah, I think with all of the seniors that we had 14, 15 seniors.
15 seniors, yeah, 15.
Yeah, so I think just like everyone coming together to like lead the rest of the underclassmen or however many else there were was really cool because we've been playing with these girls for a really long time, some of them since we were 5. So to have our last season together, we all, you know, kind of knew that we wanted to get something cool out of it, so yeah.
Carly, at what point did you feel like, or did the seniors feel like, hey, this could be a really special team and we're having a really special season?
Honestly, before the season started, I knew that it was going to be special regardless of how we played. We've had a lot of amazing seniors and the underclassmen as well, just amazing players, but also amazing girls. And so all that just came together and we played really well this year. So.
Defensively, you were particularly impressive. 4 goals allowed in the 14 games that you didn't lose this season, so it was most of the season. What was the key? Was it the communication? Was it the comfort? Was it the experience? Was it all of the above? What was the key to being so sound defensively in the backfield?
Yeah, I'd have to say just the experience of most of us in the back line. We all played together for a decent amount of time. And I think we also knew coming in and having a freshman goalie that we kind of wanted to protect her in a way and like make sure she felt comfortable and can grow in confidence. So we wanted to make sure that she felt good and didn't want to allow any least shots possible.
Yeah, for sure. And it starts with good defense, right? That's how you end up getting results, and you guys had a lot of shutouts this year.
Yes.
Tessa, I have to ask, you played for your dad, Scott. What was it like playing for your father, and did he have any difficulty separating dad and coach, or is he pretty good about that at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I've had him when I was younger as a coach, and I've looked up to him and all the varsity girls when I was little, so I was really excited to get to have him as a high school coach. It's definitely hard sometimes, you know, the difference between dad and coach. It was hard at first, but he makes it really easy to work with. And so yeah, we kind of just worked through it together, but it was really cool because he's a really good dad and a really good coach, so he made it easy.
For sure. Carly, favorite memory from your senior season? What's really going to stick with you from this year?
I would say just playing under the lights with my team and having so many seniors was so special because it's been my best friends and we've been playing together. So just every game, I think we all knew it was so special and that these were some of our last games. So. Yeah.
And how about you, Tessa? What endearing memory will you have? There's a lot to choose from, but what are one or two memories you'll take with you from the season?
I'm gonna have to say senior night. That was or senior day because it was at 1. But that was a really cool experience because we got to have the Minnesota United announcer at our game.
Oh, nice.
So he announced our entire game, and it was so cool to hear him with like the starting lineup and everything. And it was just an overall really cool day with all the seniors that we had. So.
Wow, they really did that big for you guys for the senior years. So, and of course, Carly was honorable mention all conference, and Tessa was second team all NWSC. Congratulations on a terrific senior season, one of the best in Blaine girls soccer history, and thanks for joining us on Sports Den.
Yeah, thank you.